Day. Hope you guys are kicking some butt. Of course, I'm on planet Calypso today. Gonna actually be doing a 2000 click run on an explosive projectile 2. I know that some people prefer the 1. I actually think that you get better results blueprint wise from the 2. And I personally preference it. And the 3, I don't actually own one of those at this time and I consider it pretty expensive to run. It does have some impressive yields if you actually get lucky on it, but my personal preference is the EP2. And so 400 PED is going to be 2,000 clicks. It's 20 nanocubes basically for a click. I'm going to make sure we have no blueprints in the thing. Of course, my image I've got killed today for this crafting run. I am going to make sure that we have this up um, so that you guys can see what skills and the basic value. This is actually more accurate down to the little amount. Over here you'll see stuff happening too, but in all honesty, this is the more accurate read. This will also tell us some of the skills being involved. Sometimes I consider this handy. Um, it seems to only keep track of it to a certain degree. And so, what we'll be making is explosive projectiles. Um, the blueprint I'll be using is a 100% blueprint. It's a mechanical engineering skill. As you can tell, we're fully qualified on the mechanical engineering, and my engineering blueprint comp and stuff are high along with my intelligence. And so that does help us out a little bit on this stuff. Overall, as a mechanical engineer, currently we're at 47th level. So a grip of distance left before we get our industrialist skill. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Like always, I'm going to discuss any blueprints that we do pop as they pop. And I'm going to go over everything at the end. And so we know that this is a 400 ped run. And so it will be very easy to tell what we are up or down TT wise. And plus we'll look at the overall markup of whatever blueprints we get. I do hope this helps you get kind of a perspective of what you could end up getting from this. To be honest, the best blueprint that I usually pop from this stuff, and I'm going to have to find out if we've currently sold one. I just sold one, but I might have deleted it, guys. Um, so is the explosive projectile recycler blueprints. And those go for a considerable amount of ped. In fact, um, it's about 5 ped per click on those, and sometimes you'll get a nice little stack. And so it's a good blueprint. So also, I hope you guys are having a kick butt day. So most of the time, what we expect to have happen is about, uh, well, I like to see 3 blueprints per 500 clicky clicks. And so I'm gonna just be honest. That's what we like to see. We could come out ahead. It wouldn't blow me away, to be honest. Um, Usually we do pretty dang good on these crafting runs, and so I definitely like them. Also, for perspective, we'll likely get a whole bunch of just common, normal blueprints for people that aren't really impressive. They'd be good if like somebody was starting out and you were hooking them up with it, because like they're ones that normally you had to buy, but they're not normally rare. I mean, there are some rare ones, and there's some really valuable blueprints that will pop from this, maybe on this run. But more or less, you're gonna get more common blueprints than uncommon. I think that's pretty self-explanatory with that situation, to be honest. So honestly, we haven't popped a blueprint yet, but I would assume that, over the next 500 clicky clicks, we'll pop at least three next, and so on and so on. I am heavy on the belief that there likely is some kind of wave type metrics in the background running because we'll go just every time we do a run, no matter what blueprint, it seems like we go for a considerable length of time with no blueprint at all. And then we'll just be like, fa-boom, fa-boom, fa-boom. And I mean, that could just be a just seems it. But at this point, I have a considerable amount of crafty time. And it sure seems it. I mean, don't know though. Not gonna state it as a fact without, knowing. So, but this is looking okay as a run. It just, the blueprint production is super not impressive yet. Also, by the way, I hope you guys are kicking butt today. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not impressed with this first section. So legitimately, we want to see more than this. We want to see like 30 pad in metal residue by 500 clicky clicks and 3 blueprints. That indicates we'd be breaking even ish. I mean, obviously we're not there yet, but this is not on track, guys. And maybe it's 15 or something like that. I don't remember. I haven't done an EP2 run for a second. And paid attention to my break evens. Because mostly I do them if I'm gonna go blow something up. Well, they're clicky clicks. They're skilling for me at this point and stuff like that. Um, I get some skills that actually go towards stuff on this, and so I don't mind running EP runs. But on top of that, I have all kinds of equipment and actually make some items that use EPs and stuff like that. In fact, we're going to restock the Eckert 100s today in my store, um, just because that would be probably a good idea. But they burn the crap out of EPs, and a lot of the explosive projectile weaponry and stuff like that is absolutely epic weaponry. I mean, just mind-boggling good, including the gear I have on my helicopter and sorry, my helicopter and my Slipnir. I'll show you this. They both shoot explosive projectiles. Oh, it doesn't show what's on there. Well, I have a missile system on here, guys. Let me detach it off. Boom. So this is what I use off of this. And this is one of the best targeting weapons. I've killed some stuff with it. Not obviously you can only kill people with it. So when I say stuff, I've shot some vehicles and I've zapped some people. Sometimes I've just shot vehicles to demonstrate the power of this weapon, and I've set them up on a stream, like played out my own vehicle. Everybody I've killed, we've compensated. But that has a estimated range with fuse time and not including impact, right, of 302 meters. So that's an extraordinarily, yeah, it kills people. Yeah, this'll take a, so you can have, if you look at this, you've got your flight time, launch speed, 60 meters per second, or 60.5 meters per second. And you have a range of 300 something meters, right? They have a reasonable impact radius. That's not important because you're going to actually target it directly onto somebody, so that's not even a big deal. Where's the other information on it? So you have several seconds of flight, right, before impact, and so your flight time on it's impressive. Where is that? I'm trying to remember what the other impact. No, guys. Do you have one of those days where it's the shots per minute that you can sling out is what I'm trying to look for, guys, and I can't find it for some reason. Well, we could backtrack it off of DPS, maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, basically, you can get several of those in air before the first one hits down on somebody, and they're pretty destructive, as you can tell. Blast radius and a good amount of damage. And then I like this better than these. So this is actually a better missile, right? The thing is, we not pop it off. Detach. Boom. Okay, so here's the difference. Let me lock this other one. Let me get both of them out. And then we'll be able to compare them, and I'll show you the difference between these, because they matter. Today, I'm obviously having decision-making issues. Okay, we'll click this like that. Click this one up. So they look similar. And let's go down this. So there's not a ton of difference in the hit. This hits a little bit harder. That's not massive. Um, I would say estimated range also pretty similar. So you have slightly more range and slightly more hit on the helicopter one. But in all honesty, the one that goes on to the VTOLs, and by the way, I believe that that one VTOL that is on Next Island and maybe it's Tolan. One of the other VTOLs, I believe, can be kitted with this weapon system. I just don't own one of those to check yet. But in all honesty, if I ever do own one, we're going to be finding out if we can put a missile on that other VTOL. In fact, if somebody actually has one of those ones, and I'd have to remember what it is, I would just literally like hand them it just to check. Because in all honesty, if you look, so this is fixed fire, which I don't like. Like I get a bead down it, and if I'm zoomed in, I'll show you guys after this run. After this run, I will show you exactly how these things work. I'm not going to kill somebody. I could, but we shouldn't probably just randomly kill somebody. Because honestly, most people that are putting themselves in a position to be killed in this game easily like that, like where it's convenient to just run out and drop somebody, are not veteran players. And I don't like being like, I don't like discouraging like new people when you're like flying by and they think like they're safe and all of a sudden like you missile strike them. That could be discouraging. I could picture that not being cool. So I try not to just do that. Let's just say that. Or if we do it, we say, hey, do you mind? And sometimes they think you're joking, and they'll be like, yeah, no problem. And then boom, they're blown up, and then you have to go give them a reward because they let you missile strike them. The struggle. The struggle is real. This first 400 something, guys, that's not impressive, and this is kind of worrisome. Well, no, I've got a pretty good amount. What those rig line? Oh no. Okay, so when the rig line used to exist, straight up, that used to be such a neat place. Can I tell you, once in a while, um, a long time ago, I used to just drop people out at what is it called? The really good um sweat circle area. I can't remember what it's called right now because it's been a very long day. So that's why. So the other place that I have just went and laid down some firepower upon, um, and it might not sound too nice, but does Boreas have a PvP area? If it did, um, oh oh no, the Royal Sweat area, where there's that strip of PvP area beforehand. You can legit just hover in place out there off in the distance and wait till somebody tries to make the walk across there and swoop past, laying down missile strikes on the area. And, yeah, drop people right and left. Like, I have racked up some kills that way, just bored, where I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to log off. You know what? I'm going to go zap somebody. But the one place I did actually zap people pretty good a long time ago um, was, what is that called? It's over on Rocktopia, and it's in the area where you go to hunt the thing. and they have this like little area where you can run around a track, but it is PvP. And there's always a lot of people there, right? And I honestly don't think that they realized that you could like land off because that's several hundred meter range. And so you can be like out there. Yeah. And so yeah, it's oil and PvP. And so what happens is I could sit there and just target an area, and when I waited till enough people would go in there, you would just go in and just start dropping them. And at one point, I had the front machine gun on the helicopter too, in which an unknown assistant of mine, or unnamed, I guess is what we would say, um, helped me just spray everybody down. It was absolutely fun. It was wasteful because it's not like lootable PvP. And it did make everybody mad, understandably. You know what I'm saying? They did not find it fair for us to be using an assault helicopter upon everybody. But it was a blast. Because, in all honesty, if you look at 300 meters, right, who's going to even shoot back at you? And I'm not trying to be mean, but if you're on the ground, nobody on the ground, unless they have a rocket launcher that they're going to pull out, has a 300-meter range. And most rocket launchers actually don't have a 300-meter range. A lot of them won't get 300 meters. The vehicle weapons will, including one of the Ichi whatever that I can also make. It's like an anti-aircraft gun. It hits hard and fast, but not as fast. But it's able to be set up for long-range sniping. And that's another gun that you can just throw on the back of a vehicle. It's actually fascinatingly cool. So it looks like a heavy machine gun on the back of a vehicle. That's what it looks like, actually. I was trying to think of what it looks like. I'll show you guys that too. I won't make one. I don't like making those unless somebody specifically wants one. It has no purpose but PvPing, but it is a heavy gun that you get to mount on the back of a vehicle. Like, I'll show you. So, you know how this thing, pop this like this, has this mount area right there for this gunner position? The Ichi and a couple other guns, if you're carrying them and you arm yourself with them while being in that position, they will actually arm. And so, legitimately, if somebody wants to drive for you, and the Ichi actually is able to be like stacked. Oh, here. This is the heavy porcupine. I'll put it back on my helicopter. This is convenient that we have a heavy porcupine right there. So this heavy porcupine machine gun, it, let's see, what's its range? 150. So very useful weapon. Drop that there. We finally got a blueprint, guys. Vehicle suspension blueprints. We'll bet. I need to make vehicles eventually again. Okay, we got to 500. We barely got one blueprint. Now we've got a blueprint. Let's see if we get the other three within the next few minutes to balance it back, or six, or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot, and so another reason that I try to push blueprint runnings is because I have a bunch of gun blueprints for vehicles. Not as many as I want, but I'm going to let you know all of them are actually low tier blueprints. Like, I've never seen a tier 5 vehicle weapon blueprint yet. I'm trying to make sure I think that's true. Let's say tier 6. I think I might have seen somebody that might have had something that was a tier 5 weapon blueprint for a vehicle. And so I don't want to definitely say that stuff without. But honestly, if there's still vehicle weaponry up at tier 7, 8, 9, and I could get a hold of one of those, especially a permanent one, I would be pretty freaking happy. I mean, I'm going to be happy pretty much anyway, but that would be an extra bonus of happiness immediately. See, this is the other reason I don't mind like these rules, like running these, is because you've got equipment methodology right here, and I've got that unlocked, and that is absolutely important. I'd like to have that way up. That goes into all of our crafting of all of subcomponents. That's a definite important one. Yeah, I like PvP. Oh, so I'll tell you the other place that you can PvP. So, I've legit set off under the bridge and missiles struck people trying to gather up stuff. That sounds mean. That were at the docks behind the gas station on Rocktopia. There's a mission to actually PvP 10 people, in which literally that's one of the easiest ways to actually PvP 10 people is to just set off in the thing at range where they don't realize that they're still at threat, and you just watch other people go back there. Sometimes they'll be going back there to ice somebody themselves because they're trying to get that 10 kill thing. And when you get them in range, which they're going to be in range pretty easy, you just start slinging missiles into their area and they go down. In fact, they like get blown off into the air. It's pretty actually cool. The other week though, I had permission to zap somebody down and I didn't realize just how beast they were, but they wanted to also see the weapon system work. And I slung some weapons onto them, and they took 3 missiles before they got blown into the sky. Which I'm gonna let you know, that really doesn't happen that much. Like once in a great while, the first missile will hit and it'll knock somebody, and they'll survive. But basically, when the second missile hits almost all the time, they go down. And so for a dude to just straight eat 3 missiles before finally going down was pretty impressive. Definitely, he's a beast. That's straight beast level. I have a blueprint for a rocket launcher though that is actually more powerful than these weapon ones. We're 1/4 done with this run, by the way. So let's see. Whew, this is gonna be a real long run, like 2 hours and something. Um, no. The decimator will destroy the crap out of somebody, but that's not the one I have. Where would it be? Well, I hope you soak up some points. I'm trying to think of what kind of what book it would be in, because in my mind, oh, I should get some sounds. The only reason I got rid of sounds at one point is because some of those sounds are somehow copyrighted. And one day I had a bunch of them kicked on, and I was like, what the crap? Like, they nailed me with all kinds of copyright strikes on YouTube, and it made me mad, so I pulled sounds down instead of just reviewing through them. This is what the, so this is it. So this is a depth 50, and it's a good one. The one that I'm talking about that blows the crap out of it is this Det Pill V Rex 2000, and it is oh, see right there, 70 damage per second basically, but basically that isn't obviously per second because it's one just big boom, and then you're hit. I mean it's probably would shoot out a few missiles in a minute, but not very many. Um, Absolutely. Can I tell you, this is the other thing. I really want to make these Geotech H vials. Yeah, they're all boosted. I have a whole collection of boosted blueprints. That's that's part. I mean, not all of these are, but yes, this is. And then look at this. This is a Jester D5. So the deal is though, I don't own a mechanometrics adapter unit blueprint. And in all honesty, I think only like one or two guys in this whole game have it. And they're very expensive. Now I can make these the other ones, but those two items that have the mechanometrics adapter, I keep those because eventually I will get that blueprint. Or eventually I'm going to negotiate with somebody that has that blueprint and maybe I'll just buy an entire run off them. Like just like here's the inputs. If you global and stuff, that's great. I don't care about that. I just want the, run. Because I actually have a crapload of very valuable blueprints that are they're based in that. But I would prefer, honestly, to get the blueprint. Every time I've ever seen a mechanometrics adapter as a subcomponent in the auction house, which is rare, the markup on it is extraordinarily profound. And I get that. Um, yeah, I don't even know where that one pops. I won't even pretend, you guys. If somebody had that though, and you guys saw it, that is probably, in my opinion, one of the most valuable blueprints that somebody should consider. Like, here's the problem with it though. It has subcomponents that, because I've gotten a bidding war over one before and I lost it. Somebody got it last second. So they do appear in the auction house once in a great while. Um, I literally thought I had won and I was at plus probably almost 100 pad and the auction had like kind of simmered. So I didn't think anything of it. And I wasn't like 24 hours, hey, I'm going to watch the crap out of this auction. And so it literally then got fought past where I had by three people while I was asleep. And so I don't even know if I would have been as aggressive as they were in it. It was pretty fought up. I have no idea what pops the mechanometrics adapter. I wish I did. I would run whatever that was a bunch just for it. Um, the other thing is it's some subcomponents that themselves I don't commonly see, and I don't even think I have that blueprint. And so at this point, I'm trying to figure out kind of what I think about that, like where it pops. It might not even pop on the planets I'm commonly running. Never seen it pop myself. You know what I'm saying? It obviously doesn't pop from what I'm running, because I run the crap out of stuff, and so it runs from something though. That's the plight of crafting too. It's like a never ending. You get a blueprint, you find out, oh, this is freaking epic. Then you realize now you need this, this, and this. And it's just an ever expanding to do list, is what it feels like. It's very fun. And in all honesty, I'm not dogging crafting, okay? Because once you get good at crafting, it's very profitable when you're crafting specific stuff. But it took a considerable amount of effort to figure out what pops what and to start being able to figure out what pops boosted blueprints opposed to like the other stuff. I don't try to just craft every random thing. I think that's a dangerous way to play this game. I like crafting these for skills and for the casual stuff and because we get a reasonable complex list of blueprints sometimes. And because I'll use EP rounds. So, in all honesty, this is what you guys might not know. That's how I got what is the skill? Sorry, I'm gonna have to find the skill now. That's how I unlocked Having a brain fart day, guys, and I apologize. Manufacturing methodology. So my highest actual item crafting level, right, which is what your mechanical methodology is actually projectile launcher engineer. And so for me, I would prefer, in all honesty, to sometimes hunt with explosive projectiles. Because if you ever look at it, like projectile launcher engineering, it is a raw power engineering skill, right? It's like literally the majority of it is engineering and blueprint comp. And then the rest of it is some of that explosive projectile launcher technology stuff and stuff like that. But it's not like the other stuff. Like explosive projectile engineers, the core of it is the stuff that's the core power stuff behind base engineering anyway. And so that's why for a while I was doing all those 30-day runs on Monria because I needed to rack up all that engineering. That's why engineering is my highest score too. That's what actually drug up my explosive projectile launcher engineering, which I know sounds like a weird way to do it. Plus, like lots and lots of time on a mothership and stuff like that really helped my engineering and stuff too. But Monria for like an epic amount of runs was literally where that engineering comes from, and I've chipped in too. I won't even pretend because towards the end, um, trying to get that unlock, um, it just ended up being ridiculous, and so I can't remember who it was that was chipping out, and they had just a real good chunk of engineering on the market. And so I grabbed both their engineering and their blueprint comprehension, which was a good choice. Uh, Kicked on that skill immediately. And so at this point, the only skill I have left for the other stuff is to kick on and unlock that industrialist, which would be very nice to get in all honesty, guys. It's like a percentage. It's a good percentage. I don't remember if it's like 5 or 8 or something like that, but it's somewhere in that float zone. It's a good skill. I don't have it yet, and in all honesty, it's gonna be a while before I have it. Even running the crap out of this all the time and running all the stuff I run, it's not happening tomorrow. The good thing is though, if you ever Google the vehicle crafters, like vehicle engineering, not the vehicle structure engineering, you end up finding that once you actually unlock that equipment or not manufacturing methodology, you've unlocked the last unlock for vehicles. Vehicles, for some reason, don't require you to go all the way to industrialist, which is pretty nice. Like it's the one thing that they do because honestly, vehicles are ridiculously expensive to just do runs of, just to scale and stuff like that, guys. Not the cheapest thing. And like the combustor's awesome. If you guys have ever done a combustor run, that's absolutely one of the cooler blueprint runs to do too. Like you get a whole bunch of blueprints for vehicles, and so combustor runs are pimp, actually. But then you have to decide if you're going to save up and find all the stuff to go and bust out some vehicles, or if you're just selling the blueprints to other people that are going to buy them aspirationally. That's always the confusing factor. And a lot of times it's highly profitable to sell anything that's not a boosted blueprint into the market and let everybody just buy those. I like to prefer boosted blueprints or something with a good markup, not just or like permanent things. Really like the permanent things too. We're doing just crap-y on this blueprint stuff, guys. And honestly, that metal residue amount that we're seeing right there, That's not acceptable. For sure, metal residue wise, as we're approaching like 1,000, we should be at 60. At 1,500, we should be at 90 metal residue. And this is poop. I mean, like that's okay. That's a blueprint. We'll look at it real quick. Has some markup. I'd probably have to make a vehicle to make that worth what it's worth. Um, which is okay. We could do that. But we should get more blueprints than this. And so 700 clicky clicks in one blueprint, that's crap. Not trying to be disrespectful to the blueprints, but I expect more than that. I think we're just gonna have to reset ourselves and send positive vibes at this stuff. In all honesty, we might have just been cycling it into a spiral of negativity, and I wouldn't want that to affect the rest of this run. So on average, I'd like to see 3 per 500. So let's assume at the end that we're going to have 12 blueprints. I feel we could do that, even though the first part of this kind of was a little bit flipping us off. The rest of this is going to be nice at us. That's what's going to happen here, guys. It's a big run. Plenty of time for it to go both directions. I'm going to still be here. I'm going to just grab some more coffee and drink some coffee and silently watch this so we don't randomly get off topic like commonly done. Oh, dude, I love coffee. So, what a dude I know owns a coffee roasting company. In all honesty, I probably should see if he would let me go and check out his coffee roasting company and just show us how to roast coffee. But he has fancy coffee type equipment, like big old, I don't know, they're big things. It basically, though, they they have it in a vacuum thing. I mean, it's not a vacuum like a in a laboratory vacuum, but like like if you had an airflow thing and it seems like you were like vacuuming up the stuff at the same time as there's a whole bunch of heat going over the coffee like beans, and they make a cracking sound and stuff. It's really neat. Like fresh coffee when it's being roasted is insane. Like it's actually pretty cool, just to be honest. That's how much I love coffee. When you're friends with a coffee roasting person, you know you love coffee too much, or just the right amount. But yeah, dude, coffee. We should probably petition to have them give some kind of award to whichever society actually created coffee. I don't even care who it is. Like, I think that whoever did it, they definitely should get some kind of kick me down historical, hey, you guys did a good job on that one. Pretty sure the world owes them a lot of productivity, right? Yeah, no, and I get that, and I've ate a green bean and stuff like that, one of the non-roasted one. But at one point, some dude like cooked up some, roasted some, and it's like, I mean, I don't know how we got to where we got, but good job to that guy or girl. I don't even care. That individual did good. That's a solid on behalf of mankind, in fact. You gotta imagine, do you know how many people owe their degree to coffee? And I'm not saying that there's not some people that owe their degree to some other things, but multiple times while I was going to college, for sure, the only reason I got through certain like papers or other crap was coffee. Like I had to do all-nighters. I will admit that I did put off things and postpone them until it was a dire, hey, 1 in the morning crash course type thing multiple times. I wrote so many papers, like the morning something, I mean, the technical morning, like the 1 a.m., holy crap, I better do this stuff. Like, I did lots of research within that time, but I mean, like, a lot of papers, I will have to confess, were busted out in like ridiculous cram sessions of WTF, I better bust this out. They were all excellent papers too, weirdly enough. But but I never should put myself in that position. I stopped doing that halfway through school though. Yeah, I had a chemistry professor that literally like reamed me out, and he's like the greatest slayer of ambitions. And well, the giant slayer of ambitions is procrastination and stuff like that. Because he did not fall for that crap at all. Like he saw right through it. He's like, I can tell you like flung this in. And he was right. He is a brilliant guy. He actually was only at that university for 1 semester, and then he went back to the private sector. But he was straight up did not play that game, and he let me know like if I wanted to do better, I would probably have to not do that kind of crap anymore. Plus, that was right at the impact of when my classes got considerably more complex, and so it was a good read me out session. He wasn't a jerk, just for the record. He was just legit and didn't placate. In which, a lot of people have very, very low standards, and so once in a great while coming up against a wall that represents some kind of level of legitimate standards is actually healthy. Like, it's just one of those things that's good for you. Or it was for me. I'm not going to say everybody's the same, so. But my ability to not suck as much went up. But yeah, college is definitely sleepless nights. And often figuring out what you want the professor to think you think at this point, too. Just for the record, I mean. This is how we devolve into random side subjects all the time. But yeah, we kind of get our butt kicked on this. I'm not too happy about it. Yeah, overall, ped wise, by the way, this is another thing that I think they should fix. We won't be able to see our full run, right? Value wise and stuff like that. Because you can only see back 1,000 clicky clicks for some reason. I mean, I guess not just for some reason, but. And so we'll be missing a considerable chunk, well, half of it by the end of it. The thing is, it'll have it all in the statistics anyway, so it won't matter. By the way, it's always good to have some healthy constructive criticism and checking. But it's just when it's negative and just destructive criticism, that's when it's bad. When people are productively, legitimately like saying, "Hey, I noticed you're flinging like work that's beneath you under my door," blah blah blah, and they're legitimately applying some kind of like life lesson to you, it's probably odds are that if they're going to put more energy into trying to make your life better than you are, that's not good. And so I was very glad that that guy was able to call me on it, to be honest. I probably could have got through college really easy, flinging in half butt stuff, getting really good grades because in all honesty, I think the comparative standard was pretty low. And so not in all professors' classes, but some professors you can legitimately tell. Like you could fling in anything, and they don't care. And by anything, I mean it still has to be in some kind of academic format where they can be like and conform to whatever the thought process is. Like one time, and I didn't mean to, and this is not mean stuff, but I was in a crappy mode, and we had read a bunch of stuff. It was in a political science class, and basically, we had to write some kind of little short essay, and it wasn't a full anything, and fling it in, and it was one of those little blue book essays. And I didn't realize the professor, who is a cool professor, and we get along now and stuff like that. He's cool as heck. But I didn't know that he was very pro JFK and stuff. And I'm not anti JFK, but I had just watched a thing um, in which some of the stuff that JFK did, I think was pseudo shady. It's cool. It is what it is. Um, Not a big deal. But I personally like wrote an attack piece without realizing it was an attack piece and stuff. And I'm gonna let you know. I didn't realize, for one, the professor's personal hero was JFK, and for two, um, I guess at one point when he was younger, his dad would constantly criticize and demean him over liking JFK, in which JFK actually, in some capacity, is an epic president, and in some capacities, had some questionable behavior during his administration. I mean, it's a mixed bag, right? Everybody's mixed bag people. Um, but reality-wise, yeah, I did not get a good grade on that paper, and even my stuff was factually like I didn't outline stuff that was incorrect. I just picked a really bad subject and didn't know my reader at all, and he did not um, disassociate himself from his own stuff at all either. It's okay, I got through the class, but I'm going to let you know that that paper for sure um, was not part of my good grade streak in that class. And he also pulled me aside to read me out a little bit because he thought I had was literally writing a hit piece, um, in which I kind of did without realizing it. You know, you're in a bad mood, you show up for an exam, it's a written essay exam, and all of a sudden you've thrown out a bunch of stuff, and it kind of technically is a hit piece. You know what I'm saying? If I would have had a different professor, could have went a different way though. But that dude's a pimp, by the way. Excellent professor. He just didn't disassociate himself from his own personal feelings in a single example. Like the entire rest of the classes, and I took multiple classes from him, were all excellent, excellent classes. And I didn't have anything like that happen again. I also knew not to write a hit piece on JFK. I mean, do you guys not feel like we're just getting brutalized on this? I'll tell you for sure, we're not anywhere where we're supposed to be. We're at least 20 ped down over on the side. And none of the blueprints that we like. Yeah, we're 20 ped down over there. I mean, ish. By the time we get to 1,000, that should be a 60. I'm trying to think. If we lost 40 ped, that would be a 10% loss, guys. That is crap. I mean, it's not, I guess, that bad, but that's pretty crappy. Let's hope it pulls up. So I think we can call it pretty official that we're getting our butt kicked on blueprint production, right? I wouldn't even want to pretend on that. Not a biggie, but we are getting our butt kicked. Okay, so this 14 ped hit right here, we would need many more of these to bring us straight. But in fact, 3 or 4 more. But that's just how it is. Yeah, it actually is really relaxing, and I have to make sure not to just accidentally doze off while the clicker's just going clicky to click. Which is kind of ridiculous, but if I'm not paying attention, I kind of mellow into it and just go. And then we're like, thank God we don't do crafting with the camera on. So far, I've always caught myself. You know, let's just say, that let's not risk it too much. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, this is the worst set of blueprint run we've had here since well, in a while. Just a really long while. Pump out blueprint wise. This is actually not that horribly down. So we're not losing our but we're at least 20, maybe, yeah, I'd say at least 20 ped down, maybe 30. It would be kind of a shock if we were a whole 40 ped down at the end of this run. That's a little excessive, but this does not look like a great example, to be honest. Going crappy, but that does happen. Could change its way around. There's still 400 and some clicky clicks left. Yeah, they're straight up just not loving us with the blueprints. That's 4 ped of with no blueprint. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This is a weird run, guys. Do not take this as the run to base what you believe. This is a weird, I don't even know, WTF run. It's cool. It happens, I guess. But this is definitely not a normal outcome run. It's weird as crap. I don't even know what I think. I think we're getting our butt kicked significantly. Like we're at least 30 ped down at the end of this run, guys. Just so you guys know. To fix our emotions, though, we're gonna craft something. Just for the record. But 30 ped down. Of course, that 30 ped over the entirety of 2 something hours, so $3 in 2 hours. Not a big deal, really, but kind of a little bit annoying that it just did so bad on the blueprint popping. So, I'm going to let you guys know a single blueprint pop for this many clicks is absolutely crazy insane. Like, almost like unfathomable. I mean, it's obviously happening, so it could happen, but holy crap. Okay, we're flying into the end at this point. Honestly, realistically, we got our butt kicked, right? Nobody's confused there. Like, this is the amount that we should have had 1500 ago. I mean, not 1500 ago. At 1500, 90 point something. We're literally gonna be 28 something ped down. I mean, I'm not exact, but you know what I'm saying. I could be wrong. This is such a weird run that I don't want to contaminate things, but let's just be honest. It's a 400 ped run. We're going to click statistics. We're going to know in about 10 seconds on this one how much down we are. My theory is that we're 28 ped down, which honestly isn't a huge amount. But honestly, I don't run these kind of runs specifically for that. For one, I want the skills because I do want to slowly creep up to level 60. But we were attempting, as the title infers, to actually pop blueprints, not just be like, hey, let's do a 2.5 hour run in which we got a blueprint. And I'm not dissing a blueprint, it's cool, it happens. I do need these for something, I'm sure eventually. I'm sure I have actually I know I have some vehicle blueprints. You know what, I don't even think I've even shown you the vehicle blueprints I have. We could look at that. Hold on one second. We might be making some stuff after this. This run was an absolute not okay disappointment in my opinion. And I'm not trying to be a woo-wooer about it. And honestly, they're nice to me all the time. So this is probably some kind of balance to the universe in which the fact that I'm constantly racking gold bulls and other crap, uh, it probably came within balance, honestly, a little bit. I mean, not even probably. I feel that sometimes I do so well in this game that they'd have to just beat the tar out of me for a while. And but when I first started, I did not do so well, and I honestly didn't understand how the game worked at first for a long time either. So I was constantly doing stuff I had no business doing. I do that less, but I still do make bad decisions. This is going to be 30 ped down instead of a profit for sure. Not quite 30 ped. Let's wait and find out, guys. Now we'll only be able to look back at the last 1,000. Unfortunately, this is an unimpressive amount of metal residue too. I kind of was hoping that we would get at least 200 metal residue, so obviously I'm going to buy some stuff. This is going to end up being a little bit of we're going to make ourselves feel better because we're going to craft some stuff real quick. Um, Honestly, I have to replace some stuff, right? These people bought my um, whatever they are out. Um, oh, that guy bought an Iraq dude. I'm out of those two. So we're going to make some explosive projectile type stuff. And we're going to make a portable trade terminal thing. I'll show you how this stuff works. Also, we're going to make another portable repair unit. And stuff like that. So some portable stuff. Luckily, I have tons of sweat on us. I'm trying not to use it very aggressively, guys, because we're trying to save up to having 80,000 sweat on us so we can turn it in for the last phase of the getting access to the Sky Wraith on Cyrene. The thing is, nobody seems to know how the Sky Wraith on Cyrene exactly works, so... Okay. Ooh, back to that. Sorry. Ooh, that was almost bad, you guys. I apologize. So this is what we got. So... No, I was wrong. 38 ped down. So 10 ped off of what I thought. So we were not 10% down, right? But let's just be honest. This is not cool. This was 1.1% off of being optimum good anyway. And then on top of that, we got nothing out of love. Let's see. Will they even let us look at this stuff? Yeah, they will. So this is the last 1,000 clicky click. To have a balanced break-even run, I need them to pop 3 of these within it, maybe 4 at that size of run. Now, real quick, because I said we're going to check some stuff out, I'm going to show you some vehicle stuff. I don't know what all vehicle stuff you guys know about. I don't have every vehicle for sure, too, and I will tell you that. So, but I will tell you some cool vehicles. These are speed bikes. I can never find the people that are willing to sell me the right stuff, and honestly, the mission that the stuff for that drops in is on Rocktopia, and I'm not a million percent that it currently works correctly and stuff, right? Um, there's pirate flags and French pirate flags and stuff like that. I don't really know what those are for, but I got those when I ran some kind of giant run of combustors and such on Rocktopia. Um, there's little sports cars. I like the PRX sports cars. Let's see what else. Monster trucks. Almost all of these monster trucks and such are they're Rocktopia type stuff. Dragonflies. I like these. So these are a siren, right? But can I tell you, I keep on trying to tell them, and I'll have to message them again. I don't believe that the missile system functions properly for PvP killing. Just my thoughts on that, just so they know. Now, technically, this is a VTOL too, right? Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Does it not have weapon slotting? Okay, so this one really couldn't have a weapon on it. Um, Vampire. I thought we had a specific. I might have one of my most favorite vehicle blueprints somewhere else, guys. That's awkward, isn't it? I so well, that's enough of that part. Let's build the other stuff. Tools. Okay, somebody bought portable repair unit. Luckily, we just got this stuff. Oh man, I need to have a bunch more. I think I might have 40,000 on that planet. Each time I make one of these, you guys, it takes a crap load of sweat. Just so you guys know. That's one of the reasons I'm always buying sweat, besides the, hey, I'm trying to do a bunch of weird missions. See, sometimes they don't like me. Just saying. Okay, so we've got one of those. By the way, the markup on these is usually substantial, about 160 something percent. So it's within reason of the value of what you're doing. I need a trade terminal, portable trade. Do I not have any portable trade terminal blueprints on me anymore? Oh, good. It's just called TT. I apologize, guys. I was really concerned. We're probably going to need some of this anyway later on. So I'm going to grab. I hate playing. These kind of markups are really ridiculous. You know that? I mean, they're not because honestly, when I'm mining, I like to get this kind of markup. But it makes it where there's very little difference in my value in me going all the way down here. Because I don't want a significant amount of this. I mine enough, and that's actually not uncommon to get, you know what I'm saying? So, okay. Don't want to ever forget to do that on that. I'll probably have to get some more of this stuff too while we're making these, but I'm legit just replacing the stuff that we currently have. Minus we're going to do something else too. Um, hold on. We're going to go to weapon systems now. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to end up having to grab some, because there's a 96 ped. By the way, um, this is a boosted blueprint. These are boosted. That's one of the other reasons I do make these. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to look over what all we need. I probably should make some more of these, but let's see if somebody else is selling them at a reasonable cost. This guy's reasonable cost and the right amount. Okay. So at this point, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go metal res. Obviously, we didn't get anywhere near the amount we needed to do this kind of crap, right? I think we're going to get all 290 something of this in metal residue right now. This could be ridiculous in you guys' minds, but basically we really let ourselves lag behind on stuff. And besides that, because we've now replaced some of the stuff, I'm going to be able to go in to one of my things. I don't remember which one it is. This one. Nope, that's not the right one, guys. This one. And then you go to your shop compensation, and all that stuff that we just remade, we transfer that over, zero that out. That appears back onto our card. Does that make sense? And so, plus we still have all of our explosive projectiles and stuff like that that we made. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. There's a really good chance I'm gonna have to buy some more stuff on this. But I'd rather not. I'd rather just get one of these pop back up so that we have enough room. See, yeah, that's good. That's what we were wanting. I'm gonna have to make these. I can't buy these off people most of the time. Let's see, look. Their markup is that, but if we wanted them, see, I have the blueprint, so it's okay. And I make those tri-phase layers, so that's not a big deal that we've put ourselves in that position yet. Now, what was that one weapon that we had also wanted to get some of these? Okay, guys. There's been a few weapons that I've been wanting to add. Oh, sorry. This. Okay, so I don't have any of the stuff for this. Let's look if there's this kind of stuff in here. I'm gonna likely have to make everything for this kind of weapon, guys. This stuff, this is mine. Um, I have the blueprint for the electropositive capacitors and the plastic root too that we can get. So because I didn't plan on making a whole subcomponent run in order to make these, which is, by the way, a boosted blueprint, we're going to not make that specifically today. Let me look at what we do have that we do want to make. Not another rocket launcher, anything. I probably should make some depth 50s. I don't have any of those anywhere, I don't think. Sorry, guys. It really does take me a second to kind of... Here's depth 50s. People like these. These are a reasonable rocket launcher. See, I think people like that. They sell pretty well. What's their sell? 150%. I don't charge 150%. Somebody's buying and reselling. Well, just let you know. I'll have to look up through my history and find out what I eventually charge for them before we do that. I'm not going to make these basic... Oh, crap that. No, I'm going to make basic relays. We're not doing that. That seemed ridiculous, you guys. Right here. We don't need tons of this. Legitimately basic relays are not complicated. No. What am I doing? Those would be interesting to make because that doesn't exist. Are we in the wrong category? There it is. Oil. That's all we need is some oil. Oil and zinc. You see what I mean? I'm not gonna make a crap load of these because we didn't need tons, right? Everybody agrees. That's probably enough. Wait, let's make sure I'm even making a good decision here. 1 pet difference. Almost negligible. I'm not really needing that many anyway. Okay. I don't know why I jumped. That's the wrong game with the wrong control. Thank you very much, by the way. Um, oh yeah, depth 50. I'm gonna have to remember that that's what we're making. We're gonna make a depth 50 at the end of this. I'm sorry that we're doing extra stuff that has nothing to do with the other stuff. Also, we should check into if we need to make. Oh, we have plenty of ped. We're gonna make some other stuff. We're gonna make some weapons. I'm gonna stock the crap out of my store real quick. I mean, not all the way, obviously. How many of these do we need? We need like 50 of them or some crap. People charging insane amounts of stuff, guys. Basic relays. Yeah, we're flying up the basic relays. We didn't even need that many. And there's a chance I have to make some other random thing. I'm pretty sure that I made so many of these. Oh, this is not a maxed. 52.1. I made a bunch of them too. I kind of would have thought. Interesting. Maybe I should do some big runs on this thing. I like the basic relay. It's like the oil filter of electronics. I'm just making sure that we have enough to make sure to get a depth 50. I'm pretty sure I've never charged 150% for a depth 50. Yeah, I don't even know. They sell out pretty fast. Maybe I'm undercharging. Who knows? I like them as a weapon. People like them. That other, the 2000, we're gonna have to make that later on. I have to actually get a bunch of crappy arrangements, stuff like that for that thing. That was not a, hey, we just do that. It's probably enough. I'm gonna stop us here because we're probably in the zone. Should I, or should I get us at least 150? No, we're probably in the zone. Okay, I'm stopping us. Okay. Depth 50s. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. We're gonna switch that to the top, so it'll deplete that first. Probably, I'm okay if it makes two of them. They're pretty low value in comparison to some of the other stuff. I better click this stuff. We'll be in trouble. Oh, see, good thing we clicked 2. We're getting our back, like, they're just not loving us today. I'm just saying, guys, it's okay. But apparently, like, oh, see, we're gonna have to buy more zinc. That's what we're short on? Zinc? No, no. 100 zinc. That'll get us through this. The thing is, there's a zinc field that I know about that I always like to mine if I normally want zinc. And I'll show you guys where it is. You know where, ooh, well, I'd have to show you after this. Honestly, if I tried to show you that way, I might be pointing at the wrong spot. You guys don't want to feel like I betrayed you. Okay, let's get us some rocket launchers. Hopefully they're not going to just keep beating the crap out of us all day like this. Because honestly, I feel we could be a little less abusive with this. Okay, that's 1. I'm going to get 2 just because it's nice to have more than 1 up in there. Okay, that's nice of them to not have brutalized us. I felt a little brutalized by today's run stuff. Now here's the deal. I'm trying to find one more thing because I thought I brought back everything else for making, oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure it goes under ink. Yeah. So I brought everything back for making this, I thought. Maybe not. Oh, obviously not on any of that, right, guys? This is apparent. I forgot to bring the stuff back to this planet for making those. So, you know what? Let's do something else. Okay, so Grungans. So do you guys know that Grungans are, they're also a boosted blueprint? Just so you guys know. Boosted, boom. That's why I like making them, honestly. So this is going to be random to you guys, probably. Maybe it's not going to be random. Um, I don't need a ton of these again, right? Let's get some, though. That's enough. We use those in a lot of crap, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like that won't get used. We definitely want to use this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make one of these at least. I'm going to make 2 of these for reasons. Um, It'll make second sense in a second, I hope. Okay, boom. Ah, I'm gonna end up with 2 again. Okay, so if we end up with 3, it'll be okay. It'll just... So here's what's gonna happen. That's not a big deal. So that's a boosted blueprint. So it legitimately didn't affect things in any way that matters, right? Um, in fact, we made it for under TT value or whatever, in theory. So here's what we're going to do. Right off the bat, I'm going to go into materials. I already have a material texture, okay? So we're not just like randomly, hey, what's up with anything? We're looking through here. Barkite actually is a pretty good looking texture, to be honest. You guys, have you seen it on a vehicle? Looks good. Caldone is probably more realistically what we're looking for in overall quality on a vehicle. But let's look through this. Okay. No. Okay. So the one that's going to look the best in combination with what we already have is going to be probably this Caldone. Looks like we have 25 pad in value. So obviously, if you see what's going on here, I don't know if you guys see what's going on here. I'm going to also make sure that I check the textures guide real quick because I think it's 232, but I don't want to be incorrect. Okay. Making sure I don't have some other random. Well, we do have some other random stuff in there, but that's not what we're looking for, so let's not mess with that stuff anyway. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm just Googling the Entropia Universe Textures Guide real quick. Entropia Universe Textures Guide. You never want to texture something without checking the textures guide if you don't have it memorized. You use the wrong amount of texture for concentration for 100% effectiveness and waste it. If you're just texturing for something, you know. Okay, 323. That's what I wasn't sure. It's a good thing we checked. So let's texture something, right? Um, that's my colorator. Oh, you guys want to see? Let's do something insane here. By the way, this will give you guys an opportunity to grab this too. I don't have enough Caledonian. Doesn't look like I have enough color of any kind that we want to use, guys. Sorry about that. So I'm going to only be texturing this. We're going to texture one real quick. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to pull 323 off of this. This, by the way, highly valuable, 300% markup. That's going to be 12 something pad. I'm going to get most of that back in all honesty. We're going to split this into 3, 2, 3. And we're going to split another 3, 2, 3 just in case of both so that we can play with different combinations. Now this still allows you guys, if you want, to texture this vehicle, just so you know. Okay, click. Okay, we're going to grab this very first one, customizing it. Then we're going to go in here. So these are going to be the different fields, and I'm going to zoom it in. One of the fields is literally going to be a stripe and the seats inside, right? Let's find that right there. Does that make sense? Looks good. This is going to allow you to have the greatest color options. You see, like that looks good. Like private aircraft style, blah, blah, blah. Nice glistening texture. It's still able to be colorated, stuff like that, right? So we could go like that, right? Let's back out, before, after. That look good? Anybody agree? That a good one? Now here's the other one. Let's pull these off. Got this. Drop that in there. That's the other option. Now I don't care either way. But if any of you guys have a care, you know what? No. It does not matter. We're making both today. That's how it's going to happen. This is going to seem insane. Clicking this one. You'll see I got a bunch of pad back. It's not all the pad, but we got a texture enhancer. We'll use that later. We have that. Now it's going to be the center thing, right? Let me check. I want to be wrong. I don't think I have enough of that. No, we didn't get enough Caldone. Let's grab some more Caldone, guys. Let's see what we have in here. I'll see what we have. Sorry, I got confused there a little bit. Material textures. Let's look. Oh, that's fancy. Way too high marked up for my taste right now, though. I have that blueprint. We'd have to go to Tulian to bust that out. Sorry, let me check this, guys. Not qualified to do that. I wish I had some countdown. Let me see what I actually have on me. I apologize, but we should have something. Wait, do I have enough? Oh, I'm not concerned about the markup, guys. I'm not qualified on that yet. I just have that building up in there. I don't remember what planet that comes off of. That's a really good texture, though. And I don't have enough of any of the specific materials to just bust out a batch of stuff, which is annoying. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to check the auction for this. This is when you know I'm being ultra enthusiastic about making a helicopter. And we're going to say that we know that they do really great texturing on Tolan sometimes. We're going to see what kind of, yeah, that's what I thought. There's going to be textures. No, what the crap, guys. Okay, so the next texture planet, um, next island does textures to a point. Are they not having texture? What the crap, guys? Is this stuff happening to us? Hold on, I'm checking this too. Do you have one of those days that's just being brutal where you're like, where's the material textures? What the crap? Let me glance through this real quick. My level of disbelief is just shocking at this point. Okay. We're gonna now check Rocktopia. What the crap is going on texturing, people? I'm gonna have to texture a bunch of crap so we can actually have something. This is not acceptable. East site, East site's pretty basic. It doesn't look impressive, guys. Or nice site, or whatever you guys want to call it. Let's look at this. Let's see what materials there are. Okay, so you know what? Here's the deal. We're gonna do a different helicopter next week with not crappy textures. I'm not gonna do that. Doesn't even make sense to do. Okay. So because you guys are watching right now, this is how it works. This is super easy. Boom. I'm going to legitimately drop that in there. Um, I think technically, let's see. I'm willing to actually make this to where somebody can buy this out immediately, which is insane. And I don't even think we'll get our full value back. Making it with a 10 ped buyout, guys, but obviously we put well over 10 ped into this, right? We'll drop this one in immediately. I don't know what somebody will get it at. It'll be okay if they get it at trade terminal because then we'll just pretend it was some kind of reward type thing. This one though, because we made this off of a boosted blueprint, I legit am gonna make it where you guys can buy it out immediately at cost. Now, so that's trade terminaled in there. Now this one I'm going to keep for next week and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to use that yet. Now, get rid of that. I'm going to look back over here. Kind of disappointed with the fact that there's not any really great. See, we could make the. No, that's Caldon. We don't want Caldon either. Or Burkite. Hold on a sec. I'm not going to start a run right now. I'm just going to see what we could look at. 4 runs of stuff. Nope, that's a high level one. That looks cool as crap though, huh? Man. We've got to get our texturing skill up to 55 eventually one day. Can you imagine that? That looks pimp. I don't even know what that would look like on a vehicle. We can't even find out until then. I'm just looking to see what we could get um, reasonable. Oh, let's do it this way. I'm saving up some of this stuff. This is the one we really want to do eventually, you guys. Look at that. Tesla pods. Just know about that, guys. Prancer's pretty cool too. Look at that. A little bit extreme. Okay. Sorry about that distraction. Zinc. What's zinc's requirement? Nope. We don't want that. Okay, so I don't know, you guys. Oh, you know what? This is what we want. Okay, dark Listerium. Hold on one second, guys. There's people selling dark Listerium on this planet, but we're gonna check to see if its next island has it cheaper. Freaking the same price, pretty much, right? 257% markup. That's what we saw. Guys, is that what it was? Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no benefit from buying it off planet. Okay, so we're gonna get this. Okay, that's good. And let me check how much of that we have now. 500 something. We're gonna get material extractors real quick. What the crap? Okay, well later on this week I'm gonna get some diluted mineral extractors and we're gonna make a run. Or later on next week we're gonna make a run. Then we're gonna make a dark Listerium per byte slash something else. Fancy helicopter next week also. That's the plan. Also I probably should make another weapon to be honest. We didn't really restock my stuff very well. But this is a grenade launcher for vehicles, by the way. They're really cool. Let's see this. How much they sell for that much? Let's look. Guys, I'm gonna make one of these. Let somebody have the chance to buy one of these. I'm gonna look at how much they. 72 ped, yeah, and 30 something% markup. That's reasonable. I'm gonna end up having to grab some more Colderite over this. See, I told you. We all saw this coming. See the plight of crafting stuff, guys? I'm trying to have 5 billion things. But we're constantly having to have 5 billion things. Probably right here's good. This is also why I'm always having to mine. Half the time I decide I'm going to make some, we find out that's not really an option. Okay, 72. Okay, this is where we're going to end it. I hope you guys have a great day. Obviously, I'm going to restock my store up on Crystal Palace a little bit. I'll throw some of this other stuff also into the auction. Uh, that was a crappy run, blueprint wise. There's nothing I can say about that. Like honestly, the whole of the day was a little brutal with the crafting. I'm not even gonna pretend. Like that was not smooth. And so some days you whip some butt, some days you don't. I hope you guys kick some butt today. Let me go ahead and see if there is somebody real quick that I can get you guys over to. Just because I do like to try to help people out. Oh, I do see somebody right now. And so this guy's awesome. You guys are going to love him. And so I hope you guys have a great day. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Peace and very best wishes.